Meanwhile, at the Hall of Cage.
Caging Greatness Season 3. Loading in. 3, 2, 1.
Nick Cage smooches good.
Rule number 1, don't work where you live. Rule number 2, don't write anything down.
Well, I'm one of those fortunate people who like my job, sir. Got my first chemistry set when I was 7, blew my eyebrows off, we never saw the cat again. Been into it ever since.
Sometimes I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to feel something, anything.
People don't throw things at me anymore. Maybe because I carry a bow around.
I just stole 50 cars in one night. I'm a little tired, I'm a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.
I should always trust my instincts as a shamanic thespian.
Tool up, honey bunny. It's time to get bad guys.
Sorry, boss, but there's only 2 men I trust. One of them's me, and the other's not you.
No one has this rated on my Letterboxd.
Oh, God.
None of my mutuals on
Strike
Letterboxd
first.
have this rated.
Strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, I need to.
When did this come out? A couple weeks ago?
Yeah, like this fucking week, like on streaming.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
It was filmed in 2021.
Well, I mean, I saw it like on the coming up thing.
Into the mic, Frank.
Oh, I didn't know where we're going.
We're always recording.
always.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Caging Greatness.
Yay.
The first proper episode of season 3.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
And we are here with a special guest who subjected himself to this for some reason.
Why in the uppercase fuck did you invite me to this goddamn thing? Are you kidding me? Why?
Frank, you invited yourself.
I swear to God, you said you're going to watch Raising Arizona.
You have done this to yourself.
Oh, for fuck's sake. The things I do for you kids, I swear to God, I just come out here to hang out and be friendly. I bring the crunchiest chips.
It's just
And you
it's just me, you, and Cannon.
Look, you should know by now not to interrupt Cannon when he starts doing Frank.
Oh.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm doing a bit, okay?
But I only see 3 of us here.
I don't know what the fuck. Why I'm always out here in the corner over here munching on crumbs. Me and Abaddon playing fucking tic-tac-toe on this godforsaken Abaddon on this floor.
Yes, we are here for your listening pleasure. Let us into your ear holes once again.
Let us do the damage for you.
Now, if things have gone smoothly, you were already greeted with a new Season 3 Caging Greatness theme song. It's one of 2. I don't know which one it is, but I guarantee you, whichever one it was, I fucking hate it.
Not happy with either one you came up with?
I have never been happy with a single thing I've ever made in my life.
That's fair enough.
Except for maybe that MODOK I drew that one time.
Not even that ham sandwich you made the other day?
No, it was subpar. The bread was dry, and I didn't put enough mayo on it.
The bread being dry is not your fault, though.
Yeah, still, the mayo would have made up for it. Anyway, we are here.
I mean, the bread being dry would be a fault of improper bread tie twisting.
Well, it was older bread. You know, I keep forgetting I have sandwich shit. So
Yeah. It's not one of those desperate times where you had to go for the heel, right?
right.
I mean, I don't know. I am not against eating a heel.
No,
I like the heel part of bread with peanut butter. I like it for peanut butter sandwiches because the extra crust doesn't make it as goopy. Because I prefer creamy peanut butter.
Yeah. Creamy is the dreamy.
Well, I've always been told that choosy moms choose Jif, but Peter Pan is the way to go.
No. I don't know if I've ever picked a set brand of peanut butter.
Yeah, mine just varies.
Peter Pan honey roasted creamy.
Ooh, honey roasted.
Yeah, that's the
that's a
good
good
shit.
That's
That's
add
a
that to the
good
list.
one.
All right, well, look, we have to talk about this movie.
What? But we were just going to talk about peanut butter
would
for an
argue-
hour.
I would argue that point because numerous previous podcasts have proven that incorrect.
Yes, but we only don't talk about good films. Unfortunately, we have come together tonight to watch the new Nicolas Cage Western, The Old Way.
Wait, y'all didn't enjoy this movie?
You did?
Y'all didn't? Wait, hold on just a second. We're going to start the year off like this?
Well, I mean, we had to take a big steaming pile at some point.
Might as well
get it off at the beginning of the year.
Look, I didn't hate.
It wasn't that bad. It's not the worst.
It's not jujitsu.
No.
It's not Left Behind. It's not Zandali. Because what the fuck could be? Our third most listened to episode of 2022, goddamn Zandali.
God, what? People just want to hear us suffer.
That was our third most listened to?
Third most listened to.
Man.
Behind, the number one was our Dragon Con report.
Yeah.
And then number two was something else. Commando. It's fucking Commando.
Hell yeah.
People wanted to hear us talk about Schwarzenegger for my birthday.
But maybe it's because it's your birthday.
People love Commando.
So. Yeah,
people want to wish you happy birthday, too.
I guess so. But tonight, as I said, we watched The Old Way. And so we're going to do what we used to do the old way. We're going to go around in a circle. And we're going to give our ratings and a brief review of what we thought of The Old Way. Cannon.
Yes.
My dear, dear friend.
Yes, sir.
What did you think of The Old Way?
Okay. Y'all remember earlier when I was like shocked that y'all didn't like this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit. In case you couldn't tell.
What?
I'm not going to lie. This is the most boring Western I've ever seen in my life.
Did you see Wyatt Earp?
I have not seen Wyatt Earp yet.
Okay.
No.
Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp.
No, Kevin. Yeah, but they don't have...
It's like 3.5 hours of not Tombstone.
I bet that would still somehow seem shorter than this. This was an hour 35.
Yeah.
This was an hour 35, and I kept like just catching myself going, oh, this is it. Nope, sure the fuck wasn't. But, God, is it the worst thing we've seen? No. It is far from the best. Kind of sniffing one of the most mediocre things we've seen on the show. Oh, God, I don't know. Star and a half. I chuckled a couple of times. I don't know if I was supposed to, but
so that's 1.5 stars out of 5. Frank, what did you think?
I mean, I didn't go into this with like super high hopes because this was a direct to streaming.
No, it hit theaters.
it went to theaters.
Did it?
Yes,
It just came to streaming like a week later. But it is a January release, so
Don't want.
I saw zero advertisement for this movie, so I just figured it was a straight to the streaming service thing. No,
Nope.
If it's a theatrical release, I'm going to have to change my opinion slightly. This is hot roasted garbage. In that, as a direct to streaming thing, it was meh. As an actual theatrical release, if we had paid money to go see this in a theater, I would be angry.
I mean, I did pay money to rent it.
I'm angry for you.
I'm sorry.
This is what I do for content. This show has been in the red since it started.
Buy a shirt, you fuckers.
All you fuckers listening to go buy some goddamn merch.
ASAP.
We still haven't even made up for me renting jujitsu. Get the fuck on it.
We're actually going to have to do a real call-in show.
Give Patreon tiers.
That'd be kind of funny, though.
The first tier should be called Let Us Pay for Jiu-Jitsu.
We haven't made $4. Fuck.
I know I had to buy jujitsu. That was $20.
Yeah, the first tier definitely has to be Jiu-Jitsu tier.
Yeah.
God. That's
And
upsetting.
remember, we only get maximum $4 per shirt. Usually they're on sale, so it's $2 per shirt.
Fantastic.
So Frank, your rating for The Old Way, please.
5 stars. I fucking loved it.
I'm going to hurt you if you do that. Normally, I let the impression go with whatever direction you want to, but, that's too far.
Nowhere.
That's too far.
Raising Arizona wishes it was this movie. I swear to God.
Seriously, I kind of like Shimmy. I tend to rate things higher. And I mean, it wasn't the worst thing we've seen, but it's not a good Western. I would give it a 2. Just for the crappy dialogue alone. that made no sense whatsoever.
It's fair.
It seems like every character in this movie is completely insane.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 2 out of 5. So far, we're at 3.5 out of 10. Jeremy?
So, I think the title for the movie is appropriate, The Old Way, because it got old real fast. Like, man.
It got old way too.
Yeah. For sure. Like, man. It doesn't help either way because, like, I think, like, on Saturday I'd actually watched like a couple of Leone westerns,
really?
and I was just like, oh yeah, some spaghetti westerns to prepare myself for this really shitty Saban released Power Rangers bullshit fucking western film. I'm going with a star because only for Cage and the fact that I could tell that he was probably. And maybe the bad guy were only the two people who gave a damn about acting in this movie. And even then, it partly felt like Cage was sleepwalking through this movie.
Like, for his character, he has to be emotionless. That's part of the character.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's a scene in the fire where he breaks down. I thought that was really good. He did well as someone who's not used to emotion, showing emotion. It was an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. I still say that, like, my standard for bad movies that don't feel like they take a long time is Gotti. I still don't think Gotti was as bad as a lot of shit that we rated higher than Gotti. Because Gotti, at least, like, we watched it, it was like this, every scene is like 6 minutes, so you feel like you're really just clipping along, right? So that helped. This felt longer than Gotti. I thought Cage was good because he's always good. The kid was fine. The kid actress, she's fine. I genuinely, I thought the bad guy did really fucking good.
Yeah,
especially for a dude with no Wikipedia page.
Oh wow,
like the main baddie.
Yeah, like James McAllister, like the main dude. No Wikipedia page. I thought he did really fucking good. He was menacing.
I've seen him in stuff. I recognized him, but I have no idea who that is.
He seemed real familiar.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I haven't checked his IMDb.
Yeah.
But I really liked him. I thought he did really well.
Yeah.
He and Cage and even the kid. And then you throw in the side dudes like fucking Clint Howard. Clint Howard.
Yeah. The second highest paid guy in this movie.
Abraham Ben Ruby, who is always good, character actor. He's Big Mike.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know, like, you take those 5 and you give them a good script. And I think you could have made a really fun adventure western of Cage and his kid just palling around, chasing down bad guys. Like, oh, I'm a marshal, but I've got to bring my kid because reasons. Like
True Grit, basically.
True Grit.
I was thinking the whole time.
Like True Grit, but fun, because it's got the goddamn like mechanical, the City Slickers music in half of these scenes. Like I gave it 2 stars because like there's the germs of like 2 really good movies in the 6 that they smushed together for this.
6 movies in a trench coat.
Like the Wikipedia page doesn't even have the plot summary. It just has like the synopsis still. So like, there's no summary of what happened on Wikipedia. It's just like Nicolas Cage and his kid tracked down his wife's killers. Okay, cool. That describes the movie.
They got done shooting this movie Christmas 2022.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the Wikipedia. The only blurb on the Wikipedia thing that was of interest was the production notes about.
Yeah, so you guys know that movie called Rust, where Alec Baldwin murdered that poor woman.
Yeah.
Manslaughtered. He didn't mean to kill her, obviously, but he fired the gun and she died. Well, the armorer on that movie was the armorer on this particular film, where she was chewed the fuck out because of improper safety things that caused Nicolas Cage to be angry enough to storm off set.
Yeah.
She was then hired for Rust, where someone died because of her.
Yep.
Ooh. So
let's get that one out of the way.
Yeah, just go ahead and just.
No one died on the making of this film.
Let's just rip that Band-Aid off.
Except my spirit. But yeah, basically, this is the plot. Nicolas Cage is a gunfighter who retires because he meets a nice lady. Gunfighter. And they have a kid, and then the son of a whole fucking family he killed finds him later. It's like, revenge. And so dude kills Cage's wife. So Cage takes his kid on a mission of vengeance. There's also a U.S. Marshal who is one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my life.
And
on
highly
an actual
inept.
film.
As a U.S. Marshal.
I want to find this guy's name.
His name is Nick Searcy, and I say this because I disagree with you wholeheartedly on that one. He too is a character actor. He's been in a lot of television,
Oh, okay.
and I thought he was one of the best actors in this fucking movie. That's just me. IMO. I did
Okay.
his name right, didn't I?
Yeah. Okay. Look,
Searcy, I think.
I think it was more
Okay,
the
let me
victim
take
of
that
the
back.
dialogue than the actual.
I've seen him in
skill.
many other things. The mustache threw me off.
Yeah.
He is quite good in other things.
In other things, yes.
Whatever happened here?
It was a mustache. It got in the way.
Like this script. When I say script, I'm pretty sure it was a series of Post-it notes.
Yeah.
The dialogue is so bizarre.
It's-
Like there's no other word to describe most of this dialogue. It's bizarre. The speech that Cersei gives to Nicolas Cage, where he says, like, "Hey, I know you're mad about your wife, but your daughter needs you. Don't go on a mission of vengeance." It's so long and rambling and repetitive. It's like 3.5 minute speech that could have been 4 sentences and would have been better as such.
Yeah, that last little line was all he needed.
Yeah, just hey, your kid needs you. Don't go down this path of the man you used to be. As long as your kid's alive, you got to be there for her. That's all you need to fucking say. It was literally like 3.5 minutes. He said the same thing like 4 or 5 times. And everything that the sheriff had to say was that. Like, that was all his dialogue. And then Cage's dialogue was, and then the bad guy, whose name I forget, he was just menacing and weird, but he was really good, but his dialogue was like kind of shitty, but he was really, really good.
Well, the kid nailed it for that because he did this big speech to her.
Yeah.
When they captured her, she goes, "Oh, I get it. You're insane."
Yeah, that was great.
Yes, because he totally listening to him talk.
The dialogue is like, well, he's the devil, but I'm also the devil, and there can't be 2 devils, so we got a devil.
That was so fucking
The whole time he got talking, all I can think of is, "Sir, please quit fapping."
And like this poor bastard's doing his best.
He was.
And again, nothing but the highest praise. I thought he was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
I genuinely liked him in this, and I'd like to see him do more things. But the dialogue was so bad.
Yeah, nobody had good lines in here, and I feel like the writer was swinging for the fences with like a certain like that 2 devils line that was said close to the end of the film. Like know that was supposed to be like, "You tell him how I'm coming and hell's coming with me." It's like, no, it was lame as fuck. Especially, and since we're still talking about that guy's performance, droppeth the fucking ball at the end. Okay, that was so lame. I did it. I got it.
He totally
I fucking did it.
He totally dropped character for that end. It was not at all the character we
It's
seen.
like I know he's happy and excited that he finally got his man per se.
Yeah,
but
'cause
still.
he shoots Cage in the chest. Cage dies.
Yeah.
But see, like that part,
We do that.
I liked that part, and here's why. Like here's why. It felt like that was the real person who was just the kid who watched his parents die, and everything up that we saw through the movie where he's trying to be Billy Badass with his gang and like, "You're not trying to like fuck on me, are you?" All of that shit was just him pretending to be what he thought a villain is, and then when he actually kills Cage, he's like, "I got him." That's the child that this sumbitch has always been, because as soon as Cage killed his dad, that's where he stopped. That's how that felt to me. And in a better movie, that would have been the point. Like it would have made much more sense. But all it did was make him sit there and go like, I killed him. And then his daughter shoots the dude in the chest. He's like, "Oh, you shot me. I'm not going to do anything, even though I am holding a gun in my hand at this particular moment. I'm going to stand here and look real surprised and call you a monster before you shoot me in the head."
Like,
bang. Oh, damn, I'm dead now.
Then she double tapped him.
Kablammy.
But like there's so much in this movie that could have been made into a good movie.
Yeah, see, there were several choices like that. Like Cannon said, it was just kind of wildly out of character. Also, even though I know they were like going for a moment when Cage died and his daughter was finally like, "I really love you, Dad," that wasn't the character she was proposing through the whole movie. Because his whole thing was, "I've never known fear. I'm dead inside. I don't feel inside. Your mom's the only one that ever made me feel anything, and that's why I got to kill this guy. I don't really care about." Obviously, he didn't really care about her too much because he pointed a fucking gun at her at one point. It's like considering shooting his daughter so he wouldn't have her to deal with.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she's all crying and my dad is dead. Blah. It's like, if it had, the emptiness had taken over her at that point and she had just coldly got up, shot that guy, and when the marshal came in, it's like, "I'm taking my money and I'm going." That would have been a much better ending to me.
I'm going back to run my dad's store. So, like, this reminds me a lot of like in terms of like scripting, like Amazon has this bad tendency to greenlight things and just force like scripts on people that just don't read well at all. Like, so a great example is there was a show that I saw that got announced, and it was the guy who directed the movie Drive, which I love, with the lead scriptwriter being Ed Brubaker, who I also love. And the series was called Only the Good Die Young. And I was like, well, hell, I've got to watch this. It's going to be like super noir. I watch it, and the line delivery in that entire movie, or that entire show, is hot shit. Like, I could not finish that show. And the line delivery in this movie felt like people would say their lines, and there would be like no break between lines, and they would just immediately run. Like, they were literally just like looking at the script being like, "Yes, I killed that man. Oh my God, I can't believe you did it." And I was just like, you feel like the entire cast might have looked at the script and was bored with the script too, and maybe been like tried to talk to the director, but the director was like, "Nope, stick to the script. Got to do the thing."
The writer only has like 2 previous credits as a writer. The director,
Neil Breen. No, I'm kidding. He has more than 2.
He has several previous director credits, and none of them are good.
Uh-oh.
It's like we mentioned it earlier. There were a lot of moments in this movie where there were a lot of unnecessary dialogue for just things that, as human beings with eyeballs and ears, we could have caught our fucking selves.
Yep.
The biggest example to me is there's a moment in close to the end of the movie when Nicolas Cage is giving this big speech about how he has no feelings and how he's dead inside and how no fucking shit, we knew that the whole goddamn time. And I'm also kind of laughing inside a little bit because both of them are sitting at this fire crying at this moment, and I know it's supposed to be an emotional moment. Yes, they're talking about his wife, her mother is gone, and they're just I guess oh, here are the feelings now, because that was the only person in their life that gave them feelings. But still, it's just a little bit just ham-fisted, just let's just this, but let's just tell it to you anyway one more time.
Yeah, the whole movie was tell not show, and then exposition dump after exposition dump.
So much exposition dump,
and not very well done. It's in bizarre dialogue that really didn't seem to make sense.
And again, there are bits that I thought were really good, like when Nicolas Cage comes out, he's been shot in the arm. Clint Howard is holding his daughter at gunpoint, and the bad guy's like, "We're gonna settle this the old way." It's I said the thing. He comes out, and dude's like, "I bet you're surprised to see me. You remember me?" And Cage is like, "No."
Yeah, I thought that was great.
That was great. That was awesome. Of course, why would he was a fucking kid? He looks his 20 years. Why would he? So Cage died never knowing who this sumbitch was.
Yeah.
There's bits. There's tiny little bits that I really, really liked. And it's just surrounded by this vast vast desert of shit. Like it's just the Sahara Desert. And then right in the middle here, there's an oasis with a little tree and a tiny scummy pond. And there's another one 17 miles away. And here's the oasis of this bad guy doing his damnedest to make an actual career out of this shit and failing miserably. But you know what? There's water there.
Well, going on, it's occurred to me the thing that Cannon said that there were a couple parts that made him laugh. The two parts that I can think of are basically the thing and then the callback. It's the idiot that goes into his shop with the long story about how his ma made a pie with apples that grew next to an outhouse, and the apples tasted like shit and made everybody sick. And you think, he went on this whole spiel about how the outhouse poisoned and you can see the look on his shopkeeper face of every retail worker ever that's had to listen to some idiot customer explaining their life story when all you want is, what the fuck do you want? Get out. Get out. And that was pretty funny. He went to get the thing for the guy. And then the callback to that, when he sent his daughter into town as a distraction and sent her into the mercantile store to do the exact same thing to that merchant.
Yeah, which I thought was her best performance in the movie.
Yeah,
just me.
Pretty good.
I'm not saying she was bad, but that was her. In my opinion, I was like, "Yo, I see what you did there. You paid attention to every see." And again, another what Shimmy said. There are little bits in here that fucking work. Like she obviously. Same as him. Like, he had to pay attention to other people to figure out how to act quote unquote normal in society. And she's like listening to this dude's words verbatim and like repeats it in this fucking situation.
Yeah, like Shimmy said earlier about the interplay between him and the daughter, like them learning things, would have been a great movie. Them traveling, chasing these guys and him telling her, I'm dead inside. I've had to learn to pretend to feel the things that other people feel, so I'm not an outcast. And let me teach you how to do that, because she obviously is the same way. That would have been much more interesting if they had gone into that, but they did not.
And when she went into the shop, the second shop in the smaller town where the bad guys were, she goes in and she pauses for like a few seconds because she's just staring out the window and she doesn't know what to do. And then all of a sudden you see it clicks. And she immediately goes into acting just like the idiot from the first part of the movie.
Yeah.
So like that was really good acting.
Yeah.
And it's just another tree in the oasis in this wide desert of shit.
Exactly. There's like
wide desert of outhouses next to apple trees.
Speaking of deserts of shit, like I love me a good Western. Love me a good Western. That being said, granted they tried, and please stop me if this doesn't make sense, but why did this come off like one of the cleanest looking Westerns ever? Like, I mean, they had dirt, they had sand, they had like, the old wood shacks and whatnot, but still everything just looked like very TV soap opera-ish. Like,
the budget was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was spent on nachos.
It was spent on Clint Howard. He doesn't come cheap.
That second town.
God damn.
That second town was clearly a set from another movie, because there towards the end, I caught it and I was like, no, that clearly can't be what I think it is. There is stuff in the background that they have just thrown sheets over to cover up. Not to mention, this was a Western town that had cafe with the accent mark off to the side. And I'm like, I don't know if those existed in the Old West, sir.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that if you had gone to that final set and just looked around the backside where you don't see, you would have seen the first town from the first part of the movie where Cage's store was. It's all the same little city.
But,
Has to be.
When they're standing there and he's got like the gun to the daughter, if you like looked off, it was like I caught it the first time and then I was like no, and then when it cut back to the shot again, I could clearly see stuff and you could just see like a brown like sheet just thrown over it, and I was like, that's so bad.
Yeah, they had no money.
It's so lazy.
Money. Tell you what, you got to give it to old Clint Howard though. You got to respect the grind, not riding on his brother's coattails whatsoever.
I also I love the fact that he's like, and after the wife got killed, he was like, "You need to go to the barn and clean up. There's been a mess." He walks in and it's just like a small puddle of blood and something written on the wall.
And it was clearly filmed during the day, and they just blue coated it to make it look nighttime because that lantern is giving off zero light.
Yeah. Also, the one of the bad guys in you had the Big Mike guy, and you had the Eugene, and you had the villain, and then you had Dollar Store Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
When I first saw him, I was like, God, that looks like Norman Reedus from back in the day.
I believe that was Pablo Pascal because it's clearly not Pedro.
Yeah.
His name was
His
Boots
Yeah.
Shiloh Fernandez.
Yeah, it looks like Dollar Store Norman Reedus.
That guy looked like somebody I worked with at one of my old jobs who was so fucked up at one point. He was texting somebody on the line on a brioche bun.
Well, I will say he probably has, other than Cage and then like the character actors, because that dude was also in Evil Dead, the remake, the 2013 remake.
Oh, okay.
So he's good.
Was.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He's not a bad actor. He was just given nothing to do.
There was also the line at the very beginning of the movie in the flashback sequence where there's this dude just giving this long speech about God or whatever, and looks at the kid and was like, "Do you know where sinners go? Not Wyoming." And I'm like, "But Wyoming's not heaven." And I wrote that line down just because I was like, who wrote this down and thought this was like a great idea?
I think that was just a name drop of, hey, we're in Wyoming. You should know that.
Actually, the movie was shot in Montana.
No, I'm not talking about where it's shot. I'm talking about where it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because the guy's like, we live in heaven. It's Wyoming.
Yeah.
Which no one has said ever.
I did write bad.
Wyoming, maybe.
I wrote bad True Grit in my
I would challenge you there.
notes.
Bad True Grit is not a poor descriptor.
I also wrote the part when he gets back to the house after his wife's been killed. Their entire Marshall gang's just hanging out in their house, like eating food. Oh, I'm sorry, we thought she was the only person here. Hey, get the fuck out of my house!
Yeah, we thought all of you were dead, so we were just helping ourselves with your shit.
You guys are just as bad as those dudes.
Oh God, that was another fucking part where like that whole when the two marshals were just standing there just like bullshitting. It's like all you needed was just like probably a scene of this like slow walking out and just like somber music instead of just like City Slickers 2.
You could have cut out all of that.
Like, there's a good 30 minutes of this movie that could have easily been cut out and nothing would have been lost.
Yeah, not a damn fucking
I mean, just think about how many westerns where a similar situation has happened. And the confronting thing of, the lawman coming and telling the guy his wife and children have been murdered or whatever.
Yeah.
Consists of you see the lawman with a sad face walking toward him, and there is not even any dialogue. There's like, I can think of at least two where there's just like silhouette profiles of the guy talking to him, and you can see the guy changing from a regular posture to, a dejected one. And that's it.
Yeah, this would have worked so much better if like the Cage and the kid are walking up, and then the marshal walks up, and he sighs, and then it cuts to Cage burying the body.
Yeah. 100%. That's
So
all
much
it was
easier.
needed.
So much easier.
But they had to get that line in. They had to get that line in where
My
as
God,
long as
you're the blah, blah, blah.
as long as that girl's alive, there's no room in your life for revenge.
That was during the burial. I'm talking about just taking out the 3.5 minutes of the marshal going, "How do you know me? Oh my God, you're that famous gunfighter."
That too.
Well, I'm sorry, we're in your house. Well, why are you here? Yeah, I didn't realize you had settled down and had a family.
Yeah.
Why are you here? I didn't realize you had gone like why are you fucking here? Why are you here? Answer the question, guys.
Why the fuck are you in my house eating my food?
Like seriously, it was like 4 fucking minutes of this.
Yeah.
Of just like Cage is like, why are you here? Well, I didn't realize you had settled. He said that shit like 4 times. I didn't realize you had a family. Well,
Yeah, he could have
had a family. Am I right?
Yeah, he could have totally delivered that
down a
line
person.
on the way out.
They definitely could have cut that down and like maybe added. And I'm a psychopath or anything. I'm just saying. I thought the transition from when they had Cage's wife in the house because I don't know. It's like I know he didn't like outright say, "Ha ha, I'm about to kill you," but like you go from like that scene, they find out that Nick Cage a badass. And then next shot, oh my God, they're cops. Why are y'all eating porridge in my house?
Yeah.
And then bodies in a sack just getting buried now. And I'm just like, and again, in certain movies, like I guess like shot or edited better, that could be impactful. You don't have to see the death scene for it to be impactful. But this was just lazy.
Yeah.
Well, like Shimmy said,
And no
a lot-
budget, I know, but still.
there's so much of tell it to show it
Yeah.
garbage and bad. Tell it
If
bad.
they had filmed less of the unnecessary bullshit, they'd have had a better budget for more things.
Yeah.
I mean, true. But a lot of the things that we got still sucked ass.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination.
You could have cut out all of that of the marshal going.
They even did a double take.
Tell the guys that we need to go.
They fucking the scene where he like throws the lantern. You can tell like when he throws the lantern and burns the barn, right?
Yeah.
You can tell when he goes to the house. He like there's a shot of him from behind throwing it, and then you see like the flame grow. It's literally the same shot when he burned the barn.
Yep.
And I was just like, really? Like,
Also, that still cracks me up. Just burn the barn down, burn the house down after he pulled a gun on his daughter.
oh
Like,
yeah.
And her response to that just killed me. Like she's like, Mom wouldn't want you doing that. Goes back to sleep.
Well,
Like,
that's to
kind of-
establish that she shows no fear, just like her father.
Yeah.
She doesn't feel things.
That is true.
it's
That's true. It's foreshadowing.
Also, I want you all to think about this because this bothered me the whole time, and you know it's true when I say it. This movie only had 4 horses available.
Oh yeah.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe every bit of that.
Now, I don't know that for sure, but we never see more than 4 horses at a time.
There's 4 bad guys. There's 4 marshals.
Yep.
2 of them you
And
never
then the marshals
see.
die.
Yeah, you see the 4 marshals mounted. You see the outlaws mounted.
You don't see any other
don't see them
horses
together
in the
ever.
cities. There's 4 horses total that this movie was able to get.
Also, the distract the marshal with stupidity of what do you do? Just cry like how? You know how that guy reacted? Oh, you mean like wah
I was
wah?
about to fucking say, if we glance over literally the best part of this goddamn movie, I am gonna.
That is the
scream.
dumbest fucking marshal in the world of
Oh,
just
man.
being like, what is going on?
So good.
I mean, come
That
on
was
though.
so funny. Oh
Come
my
on,
god,
if you,
that
if
was
you,
so.
if
funny.
you walk in, walk.
That's why it's a half, 1.5 instead of just one.
If you're walking through the woods and there's like this 10-year-old just standing there, just very emotionless,
Saying,
going, why, where,
The my baby, my baby,
What the
where,
fuck are you
where,
like-
my baby.
So the
She
scene
would've-
is they needed another horse.
because they only had 4 on set.
Because they only have the Cage and the kid need another horse, so they distract the marshal deputy to get his horse. And to do that, he makes the kid cry because otherwise Cage is going to shoot this fucker in the face. And she's like, "Mama wouldn't like that." And so he's like, "Fine, you distract him then." And she goes out to stand in the road because she doesn't know how to cry. She can't cry. Doesn't know how to cry. Never cried before. He's like, "You remember when the kid died and the woman cried? Yeah, why, my baby? Why? Yeah, good enough.
Just do that. It would have been it would have been just the same if she was just standing there going, "I'm a distraction. Help! I'm a distraction." I always say that in movies where they're like, so we need somebody to do something. You see somebody running, going, "Hey, over here!" And I'm like, you should literally just be running, going, "I'm a distraction. I'm a distraction." Get shot. Oh fuck! They're over there.
So this movie was not good. That's what we're trying to say.
Wait, I have more notes. Hold on.
Wow.
I told you.
It's a very noteworthy movie.
You've put more into this than the writer did, I
Yeah,
think.
probably.
Oh, the when he kills the dude and when he first comes in the town, like he sees him riding, all he sees the horse go by the window, and then he gets like stabbed in the back. My brain immediately went to Black Dynamite. Threw that shit before I came in the room. It's like hopped off the horse before I rode up.
He totally fucking Batmaned into that goddamn building,
We
didn't
should
he?
have just watched Black Dynamite.
Yeah. Also, I love how they're like, there's only one way into this town, but yet it's open on all sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a thing. There's only one way into this town.
One way.
Shows outside of the town. It's just a field
It's
all
not-
around the town.
Yeah, it's not like a fucking castle. There are no walls. There's not a moat.
Yeah.
These fuckers obviously have not played Red Dead.
I also
you can go
plenty of
wherever
ways,
you want
yeah.
to.
I also love how the villain made a banner for him that was above the bar.
Paid
And
in full.
It said paid in full. And I'm like, you took time to actually make that before he showed up.
Yeah.
I have to admire that.
And what's funny is I didn't even see that banner because they didn't draw any attention to it.
No, they
It
didn't.
was just there, apparently.
it was just there.
I missed it. I didn't see that shit at all.
I saw it where they're doing the talkie bit in the street, and I paid in full. Why the fuck is there? Because the very first scene of the movie, Nick Cage's character just basically watches as everyone in this town is murdered by the bad guy's father's gang, and then shoots the gang after they've murdered everybody, including his dad. Goes to the boss guy, takes his money out, and goes, "You owe me more than this." Goes in the mercantile store, gets the rest of the monies he's owed, and says in front of the kid, "Now I'm paid in full."
And see, like, that irritated me so much as villain motivation because, like, Cage is just hired guard. Like, he's just muscle. Mm-hmm. And then the gang shows up, and he doesn't shoot anybody until they're about to try and start shoot him.
Yeah.
He's just standing there. And then the main dude who's about to hang, he gets rescued, but his brother's like, he pulls the shotgun on Cage, and Cage's like, no, bang, kills him. And then just, like, the brother who was going to be hanged is just like, oh, I'm sad, my brother's dead. And Cage is walking away, and he's like, you killed my brother, and fucking pulls on him. And so Cage shoots him. Yeah, that dude's feel like he got a golden ticket. Like, oh, I've got a noose around my neck. I've got my son. Yeah, my brother's dead, but we knew that was going to happen. Maybe I should just skedaddle.
Yeah, maybe I should realize that this dude was a hired gun.
No, I'm just going to grab this shotgun and spin around, yell very loudly, and leave myself wide open.
Yep.
What could go wrong?
What a dumbass.
Like, if I were that dude's kid, I'd be like,
Dad, no.
You know what, Mr. Cage? Like, not cool, but fair play. Fair play.
End of movie.
Did anyone here not think that kid was going to be the main bad guy in this movie?
Of course he was.
I knew it immediately.
Of course he was.
Fucking
but he shouldn't be. He
that
should
guy
have been like,
die.
Should be like, my dad was an idiot. I'm going to go be a farmer.
Credits. We solved this movie.
Like, we've seen this before, baby. We've seen this play before, baby.
Like, if Cage had walked up and just shot the dude in the back of the head, been like, just making sure all the loose ends are tied up, bang. Sure. Come after him. Off. He was going home. And this idiot, just like with the noose still around his fucking neck, just spins like, I'm gonna wildly, like, yeah, you killed my bro. Oh, he shot me because I was yelling before I even started to aim. That's where I went wrong.
Maybe we can cut out all the extra stuff so we can get two scenes. One would be a montage sequence of the bad guy making the banner, and two would be the dad in like the afterlife running in his brother was like, you fucking idiot. You could have just kept your mouth shut and we wouldn't have had this problem.
All I had to do was just go home. Just go home. Don't grab the shotgun. Don't scream as you're spinning around with the shotgun. Don't leave yourself wide ass open to the man who just killed 4 other dudes without breaking a sweat while you're swinging a shotgun and screaming.
Yep.
Like, that dude's kid has no right to be mad at Cage for any of this. No. Like, seriously, it's not his fault.
I was genuinely surprised when he started shooting the guys that were freeing the guy about to get lynched.
Yeah.
I was genuinely surprised that he didn't just walk inside the building and let all of that happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
well, I mean, he was hanging around just waiting, but then they all started pointing the guns at him. It's like, well, got to do something about this.
Mm-hmm. There was also... There was also the scene I was thinking about that I legitimately thought was kind of smart, but also dumb at the same time, was the after the merchant store in the second town where the little girl does the whole skit and she comes out and they're all just standing there like, hey, we remember you. And it's like, and then she sees her saddle and I was like, God damn it, could y'all not have thought to change the fucking saddle on the horse?
Yeah, no, as soon as she rode in, I'm like, that saddle's going to be part of the thing. And like that's going to be how they see her. But here's the other thing. They said when they go to Cage's wife's house, they passed Cage and the kid walking to school. We don't see that because they didn't have the horses that day, I guess.
The horse guy hadn't gotten on set yet.
No, we didn't see that. They just mentioned it. They said, oh, yeah, we saw a wife and we saw a kid and a daughter. But that was Cage and your kid. That was him, right? Guess he's not coming home. We're going to kill you now. And then later on, she rides into town and they're just waiting there. It's like, yeah, we saw you before. And you're like,
what?
When?
Okay.
Oh, right. When
the thing is with that, the kid whose lifelong journey has been to get revenge on Cage's character did not recognize him until he saw the saddle in the barn.
Yeah. And later after that, he says several times, I looked into his face and he looked into mine. And he just rides right past him. I guess the bowler hat was enough to throw him.
No
Superman
mustache.
glasses, bowler hat.
No stash.
We're missing the stash.
That's it.
It should have been
Another complaint of this movie.
It should have been nothing to just have the scene where the four dudes are riding past Cage and the kid in the beginning, and then at the second merchant store, have one of them like have the dude from Evil Dead who was eyeballing the kid anyway. Like, that kid looks familiar. Just a scene of him looking at the saddle that says Cage's name. Like, boss, But no, they just tell all these like, where'd you get that saddle, kid, that we already saw before? It's just
Yeah, it was so dumb.
It brings me to another complaint I have, because the ads that I did see, like on the streaming service, had that glorious mustache that Cage shaved off immediately.
yeah. He had the mustache in one scene.
I still liked your suggestion of he throws open the case and underneath his wife's blouse is a small case with his mustache in it.
That would have been funny.
The last thing that I had on here was at the very end, like, she lays down on his body and she's all upset. How long did she lay in that street for that marshal showed up?
Looked like a good several hours.
Yeah, and other people were just cool with it.
Also, she didn't have any blood on her.
Yeah. Like, everybody was just cool. Like, the rest of the town was just like, oh, a gunfight
I was
happened.
going to say, I'm pretty sure they were just like walking over bodies left and right back then.
Oh, there's a little girl
This
here
is
in the
normal.
street. We're cool.
It's fine.
Like, this movie is so many of the jokes made against Westerns in A Million Ways to Die in the West. That's
Being
a
serious.
McFarlane movie. Yeah, like, I love that movie because it's, like, I actually just love that movie. And it makes so many good points of, like, why is everyone okay with this? We're all dying.
Yeah.
And everyone's just fine with it. So what I'm saying is go watch A Million Ways to Die in the West starring Seth MacFarlane, Charlize Theron, and Liam Neeson instead of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that in theaters.
I really love that. I love that movie. Like, I don't like Ted. I like Ted 2. I don't like American Dad that much. I don't like most of what Seth MacFarlane has done, but I love that movie.
That man really wants to make a musical so bad.
And you know what? Let him. That's one of my favorite character traits of Seth MacFarlane is his love for both musicals and swing music.
The early parts of Family Guy were good, but as it's grown on, he hates doing it, but Fox just keeps throwing money at him.
Yeah, I get it.
He's tried multiple times. Hey, guys, I'm going to go make something else. Here's some more money. God damn it.
I hear good things about the
Orville.
Yeah, that one.
Me too.
I need to catch up on that.
I mean, I know money's good and all, but, you can still say no.
Yeah, just go make a musical.
Like, how much more money do you need at this point,
I'm
honestly?
sure, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably got so much money from Family Guy and American Dad and all the other little tiny shows that he's done that he could go make the musical he really wants to make.
Well, hell, he's got syndication money now.
Yeah.
So,
He's fine.
yeah, he's fine.
Let him direct a season of what was the show that was like just all musicals all the time?
Glee?
Glee. Yes, go let him direct a season of Glee and get it out of his system.
Well, that was taking popular songs and making them into musical songs.
It's fine. He would make a true musical season. They'd be like, we're going to get all these pop songs. He'd be like, fuck it, I'm writing my own shit. But Seth, that's like, shut up.
It worked for the South Park guys. Book of Mormon's great.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
I saw it in Birmingham. It was excellent. Anyway, go watch A Million Ways to Die in the West, starring Seth MacFarlane. It's a bit longer, but it's much more entertaining.
Pass on this one.
Yeah, you'll definitely get more joy out of watching it.
Do we have anything else to say about The Old Way?
I got dick all else to say about The Old Way.
We should be hitting The Old Way and go home.
Yeah. Well, much like The Old Way being very short for our viewing pleasure, this will be a shorter episode for your listening pleasure.
Only because we love y'all.
Yeah, and because we can't yell for much longer without losing our voices. So, just to give you a quick idea of what we've got coming up on the schedule, or as the hockey players on Letterkenny call it, the Sketty. Next week, we will be watching The Croods,
Okay.
the animated film, which it's supposed to be pretty good. Probably couldn't be worse than The Old Way.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We can only go up, right?
He's subject
Yeah.
of a very good joke in the movie we went and saw in the theaters.
Yeah. After that, January 30th is our off week because, again, we are doing a new schedule where we do 3 weeks of the show and then an off week just to recharge our batteries. We may or may not have a fun mini-sode to put up there. Don't know yet. I'll have to confer with my co-hosts. We'll see what we can come up with. If nothing else, go listen to the cheese episode again. I don't know. We suffered for that.
We suffered so hard for
The
that.
cheese was terrible.
And the first appearance of the Cajun Greatness intern.
Yep. And then we come back on February. It should be the 9th, I think. Because my dates on here are the days we record. We come back in February for Uncaged, the Creed retrospective. And I think we're going to have a full house for that
Be
one.
the 6th.
Is it the 6th?
Yes.
Okay, February 6th.
I can't fucking wait for that.
Did you look at the schedule I sent you? Or did you look at the actual calendar?
I looked at the actual calendar.
Okay, thank you. Yes, February 6th. Creed retrospective. Following that, February 13th, we will watch It Could Happen to You. February 20th, G-Force. What about the hamsters?
Oh, not the old Japanese show G-Force?
Right, not Gotcha Man. So then we have a week off on the 27th. We come back in March for the first episode of Travolting Development of the Year. Canon. What'll we be? I'm kidding. You have no idea. I know that.
How do y'all know?
Because usually you don't even have it until like the day before.
I mean, that's true.
Historically speaking.
But, well, historically speaking, I have more time now.
After that will be another episode of Uncaged, which we'll find out what we're doing when we spin the wheel on the Creed show. And then we'll be watching Adaptation. And then last week of March, we're off. And then April 3rd, we come back for Rage. I don't know what that's about. And then April 10th, we're back with another Uncaged. And then April 17th, the thing I'm most excited for as of right now, that will be our theater experience for Renfield.
Ooh.
And unlike a lot of our theater experiences, I'm expecting this one to be a fucking empty house, except for like the 5 of us.
Oh, man. Might surprise you.
I mean, I'd love for it to make money, but we'll see.
Excited. I'm so. Have we talked about that trailer yet?
I don't think so.
I love that trailer.
No, I'm super pumped for it.
God. I like seeing those first like couple of stills, like, you know, those like leaked set photos of Cage. Like, I was just like I was like, oh no. I was like, I had some worry. But then like I see the trailer and then, you know, I see the lighting they use. I was like, okay, I get why his fucking makeup looks the way it does now. He looks fucking awesome in this trailer. Like, I mean, he looks like low key silly, but also awesome. Like fucking awesome.
Horrifying awesome, yes.
Yeah, you can't judge the behind the scenes photos of costumes and stuff because it always looks better and lighting and with
Yeah, that end of
Unless
the
it was
trailer with
like,
him smiling and the
that was rad.
Unless it was the backstage photos of Jonathan Majors and Quantumania, and you're just going to go, he's going to murder that man.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors is going to have a standout year of killing our heroes because he's going to murder Creed, Adonis Creed. He's going to kill Ant-Man. He's probably going to kill several Avengers next year.
Yeah, he's just like 2023 will be the year of Jonathan Majors.
The year of Jonathan Majors. Ant-Man comes out next month.
Yeah, and Cocaine Bear.
I am excited for Cocaine Bear.
That trailer looked hilarious.
Yeah, I'm excited for Cocaine Bear.
Oh God.
Anyway, that's what we got for this episode. We'll do the plugs and then head on home, but we can't take the horse. There's only one of them, so one of you is going to have to try and stop the marshal by fake crying.
Good luck, assholes.
Damn it, Frank.
Cannon, where can the people find you?
Well, the people can find me at That Cannon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads, Letterboxd, and TikTok.
Frank.
You can find me on Instagram at Postman Franklin. And
Are you sure that's the right one?
Yep, that's the right
Okay,
one.
good.
And TikTok, Swarley.
Yeah.
Post some shit from your truck. That'd be cool.
I shouldn't post anything from the post office. That is illegal.
I was about to say that does, yeah. I was pretty sure that was like,
It's very illegal for me to post anything as I'm on the clock.
CGI.
that is
Make
like
yourself
super.
look like a fucking like cactus or something.
just disguise it as a UPS truck. It'll be fine.
Oh God.
They fucking film TikToks all the time. I see them.
Working around for you fuckers.
I work for the federal government. They do not.
No.
Jeremy.
Folks can find me on Instagram at Tunes Cosmic Reality. That's TUNES. We're randomly here lately. I've just been taking pictures on Instagram of me yelling at the moon during the daylight. Then I also have my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/backwards hero, where on Tuesday nights I play with my friend Six Hill. We've been playing Rumbleverse, and he bailed out on me early last week, so I wound up playing this game called Nova Drift, which has been, are you okay, Cannon?
The fucking mic stand just fell over. I'm glad I noticed and caught it and did.
Oh, wow.
The game's not called Are You Okay, Cannon? Because if it was, it'd be kind of strange. But anyway, there's a game I played called Nova Drift, which is just like, what if Asteroids was a roguelike? With some pretty bitchin' music. But yeah. As Cannon tries to fix this thing.
You don't have to fucking tell anybody. I'm
going to tell everybody what you're doing right now.
I'm blaming all this on you now.
Now he's doing a handstand.
I mean, it's good to explain what all the noises are.
It's okay.
And now he's using telepathy.
It is yet another visual bit on the non-visual podcast.
Again, nobody need to know anything. Y'all open y'all's mouths.
But y'all
are the one who's talking.
But you're using telepathy to hold the mic.
I'm holding the microphone right now because, the equipment, it's old. Some of this shit's, a little faulty, a little
Stop
wonky.
hulking out.
But, we're good. You can still hear us, right? Fuck y'all. Stop judging us.
Anyway, that's me.
And I'm Captain Jimmy. You can find me at Captain Jimmy's Kind of Art, Captain Jimmy's Almost Music, Captain Jimmy's Toy Box. You can also find me on TikTok at Captain Jimmy. I don't post anything, but I'm there. We also have a Cajun Greatness TikTok. I don't post anything, but we're there. You can find me here in Tuscaloosa at the comic strip, the store that I own where I sell comics and shit. Come by, say hello. It's fun. Buy something. Buy something off our merch store at tpublic.com/user/Cajun Greatness. Help me pay for jujitsu.
What if I come by and talk about a story about apples and a shit and a tree next to an outhouse?
Get the fuck out.
Oh, God damn it.
And thank you all for listening. Also, real quick, big news. Thank you to the listener who may have been a bot. It doesn't matter. It still counts, out of Egypt. We have now reached 6 continents. That's right. Cajun Greatness is worldwide. Thrilled to say it. All we need now is to figure out what penguins like so that Antarctica will give us a listen as well.
Fuck.
Yeah, look, I don't need you and your shit-talking penguins.
They're awful.
Shut up.
They're evil.
We need to
They
listen.
are trying to take over the world.
All 7 continents.
I
and
will
you.
not back down.
I don't. This mic stand has been slowly crumbling in my hand.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go so we can repair some things. Lots of duct tape, I'm sure.
Oh, God. It's fine. A lot of wiggle motion.
At least no one's been electrocuted this time.
Penguins are evil.
Thank you again. Join us next week for the Crudes. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye. Bye.
How absurd.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
How absurd.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.